What if the moment you're about to give up is the exact moment your life is about to change? Not because success is guaranteed, but because almost everyone quits before they ever discover what they're truly capable of. Think about it. How many dreams have disappeared, not because they were impossible, but because someone stopped one step too soon? Right now, you might feel exhausted, disappointed, invisible. You might believe you've reached your limit. But before you make a decision, you'll regret. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you see this moment. Giving up rarely happens all at once. It begins quietly. You miss one workout. You skip one study session. You delay one important task. Then you tell yourself, I'll start again tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week, then next month. Eventually, the dream that once kept you awake at night becomes just another memory. Here's the dangerous part. Most people don't quit because they're weak. They quit because they mistake temporary emotions for permanent reality. When you're tired, your brain tells you the journey isn't worth it. When you fail, it whispers that maybe you're not talented enough. When progress slows, it convinces you that nothing is changing. But emotions are weather, not truth. No one decides the climate by looking out the window for 5 minutes. Yet people judge their entire future based on one difficult day. And that's how dreams disappear. Not through dramatic failure, through quiet surrender. Imagine pushing a massive stone uphill. For hours, nothing seems to happen. Every step feels pointless. But what you don't realize is that every push is changing you, even if the stone barely moves. Your muscles grow stronger. Your balance improves. Your endurance increases. The visible result comes later. The invisible progress comes first. That's true for learning, for business, for fitness, for confidence, for almost every meaningful goal. The hardest part isn't doing the work. It's believing the work matters before the results appear. Now, let me tell you about someone. Someone who could be you. His name is Ethan. He's not extraordinary. He doesn't have perfect grades. He isn't naturally confident. He's just an ordinary person trying to build an extraordinary life. Every morning, he wakes up with one simple goal: to become better than he was yesterday. He studies after work. He exercises before sunrise. He reads instead of scrolling. He applies for opportunities. He keeps learning. He keeps improving. He keeps showing up. Day after day, week after week, month, but nothing changes. No recognition, no breakthrough, no reward. Applications ignored. Projects fail. His friends start moving ahead, while he feels completely stuck. His savings grow smaller. His confidence begins to disappear. Then one evening, after reading another rejection email, he quietly closes his laptop. he stares at the wall. And for the first time, he whispers to himself, "Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe everyone else was right. Maybe I'm wasting my time." Have you ever felt that way? That moment when giving up feels easier than trying again. Because quitting removes uncertainty. If you stop trying, you never have to risk failing again. But listen carefully. That feeling isn't proof that you should quit. It's proof that you're standing at one of the most important crossroads of your life. Then, something unexpected happens. Ethan remembers why he started. Not for recognition, not for applause, not to impress strangers. He started because he refused to become someone controlled by fear. And in that moment, everything changes. The goal is no longer to prove that he's successful. The goal is to prove that he will never abandon himself. Read that again inside your own mind. Never abandon yourself. Because the world may doubt you, people may ignore you, opportunities may disappear. But the moment you stop believing in yourself, you lose the one person who was always meant to stay beside you. Most breakthroughs don't begin with winning. They begin with one decision. The decision to keep going. Success is rarely one giant leap. It's thousands of tiny decisions made when nobody is watching. Every difficult morning, every uncomfortable conversation, every extra page you choose to read, every workout you almost skipped but finished anyway, every distraction you refused. Those moments feel small, almost invisible. But one day, they become your identity. People call it discipline, but discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one choice at a time. And here's what most people never understand. Your biggest obstacle isn't a lack of motivation. It isn't a lack of talent. It isn't bad luck. It's the voice inside your mind trying to keep you comfortable. But remember this, comfort has never created greatness. Growth always begins where comfort ends. So today, don't ask yourself, can I do this? Ask yourself, will I keep going even when it's hard? Because that answer will shape the rest of your life. Here's something most people never realize. Your brain has one job above almost everything else. Not to make you successful, not to help you achieve your dreams. Its first priority is to keep you safe. And from your brain's perspective, the unknown is a threat. Every time you chase a difficult goal, you're stepping into uncertainty. A new business, a promotion, a healthier lifestyle, a difficult conversation, a creative project. None of these come with guarantees. So your brain immediately asks, what if this doesn't work? What if people laugh at me? What if all this effort is wasted? Those questions feel logical, but they are often survival mechanisms, not objective truth. Thousands of years ago, avoiding unnecessary risks helped humans survive. Today, those same instincts can quietly hold you back. The problem isn't that fear exists. The problem is believing fear is always right. Because it isn't. Fear is information. It is not instruction. Imagine standing at the edge of a freezing lake. Every part of you says, "Don't jump." The water looks uncomfortable. Your body resists. But almost everyone who finally jumps discovers the same truth. The anticipation was far worse than reality. Life works the same way. We suffer twice. Once inside our imagination, and once inside reality. Most of the time, the imagined pain is much greater. Never let imaginary fear decide your real future. People think quitting removes pain. Sometimes it only postpones it. You avoid today's discomfort, but tomorrow you wake up asking yourself, what if? What if I had kept going? Failure eventually becomes a story, but regret becomes a question that never leaves you. Years later, you won't remember every mistake, but you'll remember the opportunities you never took, the words you never said, the business you never started, the book you never wrote, the life you never allowed yourself to live. That burden is far heavier than failure. Here's the good news. Your brain isn't fixed. It changes. Every single time you repeat a positive action. This is called neuroplasticity. Every time you practice. Every time you stay focused. Every time you continue, even when it's difficult, your brain builds stronger pathways. Little by little, day by day, you become the person you once believed you could never be. Consistency teaches your brain what matters. Not motivation, repetition, discipline, action. Because every single step you take today is building a stronger version of yourself. So don't stop because it's difficult. Keep going because every step is quietly transforming the person you are becoming. History tells the same story. Nearly every meaningful achievement required long periods where progress was invisible. Cathedrals took decades to build. Scientific discoveries came after years of failure. Great inventions weren't born perfect. They were refined again and again and again. The world remembers the final result, but almost nobody sees the years of uncertainty, the lonely mornings, the silent struggles, the invisible progress. So never compare your beginning to someone else's finished chapter. You don't see their doubts, their sacrifices, their sleepless nights, their failures. But those unseen moments are exactly where greatness is created. So, what do you do when you honestly feel like quitting? Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Here are 3 powerful principles. Principle number 1. Forget the entire mountain. Focus only on the next step. Instead of saying, I have to change my whole life, ask yourself, what's the next 5-minute action? Write 1 paragraph. Read 1 page. Take 1 walk. Send 1 email. Small actions don't look impressive, but they create momentum. Momentum creates belief, and belief creates transformation. Never underestimate the power of simply starting. Principle number 2. Failure is an event. It is not your identity. Missing 1 workout doesn't make you lazy. Making 1 mistake doesn't make you a failure. Receiving 1 rejection doesn't mean you are unworthy. Your current results describe where you are. They do not define who you are. Remember that, because the moment you separate your identity from your setbacks, you become impossible to defeat. Principle number 3. Confidence isn't built by positive thinking. Confidence is built through evidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you become a little stronger. Wake up when you said you would. Finish what you started. Take the walk. Practice the skill. Every action quietly tells your mind, I can trust myself. And self-trust is one of the strongest foundations of resilience. At first, these choices seem small, almost meaningless. But slowly, everything begins to change. Not around you, inside you. The person who once searched for excuses begins searching for opportunities. The person who doubted every step takes the next one anyway. And that is where real transformation begins. Remember, great lives are never built by 1 giant moment. They are built by thousands of ordinary decisions made when nobody is watching. So today, don't chase perfection. Just take the next step. Then take another, because every step is becoming the person you were meant to be. There comes a moment in every meaningful journey when nothing around you has changed. The bank account looks the same. The results still haven't arrived. Nobody is applauding. Nobody knows how hard you've been fighting. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. But inside, everything is changing. Because every difficult decision, every sacrifice, every moment you refused to quit has been shaping someone new. Not someone who never struggles, someone who keeps moving despite the struggle. That is the difference. Anyone can keep going when life is easy. Character is revealed when it isn't. Think about a tree during a storm. The strongest trees aren't the ones that never face the wind. They're the ones that grow deeper roots because of it. Your challenges are doing the very same thing. Every setback asks you 1 question. Will this stop you or strengthen you? Every single time you choose to keep going, you answer without saying a single word. Look closely at nature. A tiny seed doesn't break through concrete because the concrete is weak. It breaks through because life never stops pushing forward. Not louder, not faster, just consistently. Progress often looks exactly like that. Quiet, almost invisible. Until one day, everyone calls it an overnight success. But they never saw the thousands of ordinary days that made it possible. Here's the truth that changes everything. Most people ask, how do I stay motivated? That's the wrong question. Motivation comes and goes. Some mornings, you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings, you'll question everything. If your future depends on motivation, then your future depends on your mood. And moods are temporary. Ask yourself a better question. Who am I becoming through this process? Because every action is a vote. Every workout, every chapter, every difficult conversation, every promise you keep. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you cast another vote for the person you are becoming. You don't become resilient the day you succeed. You become resilient on the days you refuse to quit. That's where confidence is born. Not from winning, from proving to yourself, I don't run when life gets difficult. Right now, someone is giving up. Someone is deleting their business plan. Someone is closing their notebook. Someone is walking away from a dream they've carried for years. Maybe that someone is you. If it is, listen carefully. The future version of yourself is depending on the decision you make today. Not next month, not next year. Today. The life you dream about will never be built in one extraordinary moment. It will be built inside ordinary moments, when nobody is watching. The decision to wake up again, to try again, to learn again, to believe again. You don't need certainty. You only need the courage to take the next step. Not the next 100. Just the next one. One day, you'll look back at this season of your life, not with bitterness, but with gratitude, because you'll realize it wasn't the moment that almost broke you. It was the moment that built you. So before you decide to quit, ask yourself one final question. Have I truly reached my limit? Or have I only reached the limit of my comfort? Those are not the same thing. Your comfort zone will always tell you to stop, but your potential will always whisper, keep going. Today, make that choice. Not because success is guaranteed, but because the person you are becoming is worth fighting for. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep growing. Your story isn't over. In many ways, it's only just beginning. If this message spoke to your heart, don't let it end here. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep becoming the person you were born to be.